What's going on, Born for Sports? Salute to New York Giant Nation. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button to Born for Sports. Well, I can't say that I'm surprised about today's outcome, and that's the sad part about it. But the New York Giants lose tonight, 22-9. They fall to 0-3 on the season. And I mean, it just goes to show you that last week's offensive display is looking more like an aberration. We couldn't get nothing going tonight, and we're going to break that down. It's not going to be a long post game, but definitely going to tap into what happened tonight. Another performance by the New York Giants offense that was deplorable and not good enough, quite frankly. I mean, two of the first three games of the season, basically carbon copies of the loss. And that's what makes last week's game hurt so much that we actually had that game won. And Shane Bowen's idiotic play calling with 14 seconds left in the game, the end of regulation against the Dallas Cowboys, blowing that game makes this even worse. But we're going to focus on today's game, man. Let's check in real quick with the chat. Cliff checking in. Salute, Cliff. What's going on, brother? What's going on? Another long day in New York football in general. Your Jets took a bad one today. I saw the outcome. Had a nice little comeback, but fell short again. And now the Giants put up another lackluster offensive performance tonight, and we're going to break it down. Tanya checks in. Salute, Tanya. What's happening? She says, Jorge, my take is, do we feel Kafka is sabotaging Russ so they can put Dart in? The play calling was horrific today. Bowen gives me anxiety. You know what? I'm going to get into it. No doubt about it. There is something. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because let's just put it like this. Our coaching staff was out-coached today in the second half by Reed and Spags. An absolute clinic by Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo, who we know oh too well. And coming into this game, I was on Twitter, I was on social media all week saying, and even the last week's post game where I ended alive, where I was not looking forward to this coaching matchup that we're going to get exposed. We hung in the first half based on talent and the little vanilla schemes that we were doing and some penalties, fortunate penalties he got at the right time, to help us in that first half. But second half, the adjustments are made, and we ain't make none. And Andy Reid and Spags did. And that was it. Once again, our bottom 5-tier coaching staff strikes again. I mean, we could just break it down real quick. Seriously, like, there's so many parts of this game where I'm looking at the coaching staff like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And Tanya, that's a good point. Maybe Kafka is sabotaging Russ in this game because I don't know. Russ was terrible tonight. He was terrible. I'm going to be honest. He was worse than the Washington game. And the Washington game, I gave more of the onus on the terrible play calling and the deplorable offensive line work. Well, guess what? Our offensive line was pretty damn solid tonight again for the second straight week, and Russ couldn't move the ball. And it just seems like we didn't have a plan if we couldn't go deep. We didn't have no plan if we couldn't throw the ball deep. That's on coaching. That's on the coaching staff. That's on Russell Wilson being a veteran quarterback, not doing enough to make plays out there. I mean, look, just so you know right now, I thought, first of all, let's get into Russ's performance. He was awful tonight. He was awful. 17 of 29 for 160 yards, 2 INTs, 0 touchdowns. Awful performance from Russell Wilson tonight. And I can't do offensive line this week. Nope, I can't do it. The offensive line did their job. Andrew Thomas, who looked good, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment as well. Andrew Thomas made his return tonight, looked really good. The offensive line held up, man. They held up. Okay? The plan clearly by the Chiefs defense and Spags was they were going to take away the deep ball and make Russ going to have to go the length of the field. Okay? And another thing we got to get into is, joke's on us again. For the second straight year, Graham Gano gets injured in warmups. Cut this bum. Cut this guy. Get him out of here. I'm done with him. This is the second straight year this shit happened. Now, last year, I put it on Dable because they knew prior to coming into that game against Washington that he was injured and that he was going to give it a go, and that it was a plan that they should have had a backup plan in case he couldn't finish the game. This time, he gets injured in warmups. Get this guy out of here. I'm done with Graham Gano. I'm done. This is the second straight year he gets hurt at the wrong time, and it cost the Giants because in the first couple of drives, they had field goal attempts. They could have at least went for field goals, and they couldn't go, and they went for it on fourth down. And obviously, Russell Wilson couldn't get the job done. Get Graham Gano out of here. That's number one, man. I got to speak on that, okay? I got to speak on it. I got to get that out now. But as far as Russell Wilson goes, man, he was awful tonight. And my turning point of the game, speaking of Russ, terrible INT in the back of the end zone with 49 seconds left in the first half from the Chiefs' 23-yard line. Awful underthrown ball to Neighbors. Awful. I mean, I don't know what he was trying to do there. It was almost like Spags he knew Russ was going to get the trigger finger to just force some balls down the field. Because his game plan was flawless. He made sure Neighbors would not beat us, okay? And it was up to Kafka and it was up to Dable to make adjustments to get Neighbors more targets, and it didn't happen. And we're going to get into that in a moment. But this was the turning point of the game right here, okay? No excuse for Russ to throw that ball like that. Either you throw it, you give Neighbors a better chance to come up with that, or you live to fight another day, man. We were driving there at the Chief 23-yard line, looking to go ahead before the half, and he screwed up right there. And what happened? The Chiefs get the ball back. They get a critical, which I honestly thought was a crap call on Andrew Phillips, where the receiver just basically flopped for a penalty. But a play Abdul Carter's got to make. He had him in space for a sack, and he couldn't bring Mahomes down. And Mahomes chucked it down the field, looking for a call, and boom. Who would have thought that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs would get a call in that spot? I mean, how obvious that was going to be called, even though there was hardly any contact. I didn't like that call. I thought that was a crap BS call, and they gave him the ball right there, and the Chiefs ended up taking the lead at the end of the half with a field goal. And you can't make those plays, man, not against these teams like this. Russell Wilson changed the entire complex of this game. The Giants were hanging right in there. The defense was playing solid. They weren't spectacular tonight, but they kept us in this game. Very similar to what happened against the Washington Commanders in week 1. They kept us in the game. The only difference was the Giant defense was much better against the run in this game than they were against Washington. And what happened? A bad turnover by Russell Wilson. That was the turning point of the game. And the Giants it was an uphill climb for the rest of the game, man. An uphill climb. But my thing is this. Why in the world were there no adjustments made by this coaching staff to help Russ and help this offense get going? Because clearly the game plan was they weren't going to let the Giants go down the field and beat them deep. Not after Russ throws for 455 yards last week when Neighbors and Wan'Dale were running all over the field against that porous Dallas defense. So where were the adjustments from Kafka and Dable to offset that? I mean, you got to expect that Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo is not going to let – this is a better defense than the Washington Commander defense and the Dallas Cowboy defense put together, combined. Okay? So you had to know that they were going to not let us do what we did last week. We didn't even have an answer. It's ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Tanya says the people who think Russ is the issue is the problem. Yeah, I don't think Russ is the biggest. I'll say this though: Russ didn't play well tonight. Tanya, he didn't play well tonight. The coaching staff again did not do us any favors, but he didn't play well tonight. Those 2 turnovers were awful. You can't make those. You can't do that. You just can't. And that's on Russ. That's on Russ. But the game plan was horrific. They just had no answers for what Spags had against us. They said, no, you're not beating us deep. Sorry, do something else. And we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. Just vanilla play calling on both sides of the ball, man. I would rather Dave's do play calling also. Why are we risking further injury to go making him kick? Also, Gano can't stay healthy. But Jamie isn't it. Also, stop making Russ throw to Malik. Well, listen, Malik didn't get enough targets tonight. To be honest, I don't think that's really the issue. They just didn't do enough to get him involved. Honestly, they just didn't do enough to get him involved and any of these receivers involved. I mean, the game plan was just horrific to me. They just didn't know what to – they had no answers for what Andy Reid had for offensively in the second half, I should say. The defense held us in this game for the most part, and they got off the field. They got stops. But Reid made some adjustments in the second half, and we just didn't have enough. Just got tired out there. Our offense couldn't do nothing tonight with what Spags had going for us. Our best play tonight was Scatterbo. And Scatterbo plays and some penalties we got in the back end on some pass interferences all down there. That was our best offense tonight. I mean, it was horrific. It was horrific. Straight up like that. Initial Donk checking in. Salute to Initial Donk. Welcome to the show. If you haven't already, I ask that you hit that like and that subscribe button. Salute. Let's go Giants. He says Neighbors is gonna be a commander. Listen, I'm not going there, bro. I'm not going there. I'm not. That's a story for another day. Down the road, years later. Hopefully, Jackson Dart becoming the quarterback, a franchise quarterback, and another coaching staff and regime down the road will end all that. Too early in the game to go there. Too early in the game. Dorian checks in. Salute, Dorian. What's going on? He says, thank God I didn't went with my local bar, Bobby B's. I hear you, bro. I hear you, man. That shit was if I was at a bar, this would have made me have a lot of drinks. The bartender would have loved me. Oh, let me bring in my homie Danny checking in. What's goody, Danny? What's going on, brother? Yeah, I know, bro. I know. What is going on with this coaching staff? I can't hear you, brother. We can't hear you.
Hear me now?
Now we can hear you.
Why can't he throw in the red zone? Why?
Terrible. He was terrible tonight, bro. Terrible interceptions.
Why can't he? Bro, he could throw it in the middle of the field anywhere he could want, but when he gets to the red zone, it's like he freezes up every fucking time.
Well, the thing about it, I feel you on that. The thing about it is this. I felt like tonight, Spags just frustrated this Giant offense and Russell Wilson to make him force passes that he shouldn't have been forcing. I mean, they clearly had the game plan. You can't throw deep on us tonight. Spags was not having that shit. He was not, especially after what we did last week to the Cowboys. He was not having it. So he made the game plan adjustments. And what did we do? We didn't adjust the shit. We couldn't do nothing. And Russ inexplicably forcing balls into the red zone like that. That INT at the end of the half was disgusting.
Yeah. It was horrendous, bro. Like, I don't understand. Like, the one he threw up to fucking Neighbors. I think that's the one you're talking about. The one.
He throws it to triple coverage. I mean, come on, bro. Come on now. Come on.
I really think that Dable, Kafka and Shane Bowen are really, really in trouble. Really in trouble.
Oh, no doubt about
They're really in trouble.
No doubt about it.
Really,
no doubt about it. Shane Bowen. Listen, y'all know how I feel about that clown. Y'all, Shane Bowen. You know how I feel about that guy. But I'll be honest. Tonight, this was more about what the offense and Dable and Kafka didn't do for us tonight, and how bad Russell Wilson was tonight.
It was really, really bad, man. It was really bad. Like, I don't understand. Like, I was telling my boys around here in the tailgate. I'm like, I really think they're gonna start Jackson Dart next week. I really think so.
I think the conversation started now. We're 0-3 now, bro. You could feel it.
Yeah, I think it's time.
Well, listen, if they're gonna game plan like this, with this game plans they've had 2 of these first 3 weeks, Jackson Dart's gonna actually look worse than fucking Russell Wilson, bro. I'm telling you right now, bro. I'm telling you right now that these game plans have been horrific against Washington and against Kansas City. I'm sorry, man. I mean, it's like if we don't got the deep ball, we don't know what to do. You know,
that's all. That's like the only thing we got. That's the only thing we got.
Yeah, man. And Scatterbo. And Scatterbo was tremendous tonight.
Scatterbo was really good,
Scatterbo was really definitely good. Our best player. Definitely our best player, bro. Definitely, man. I just don't know what is the immediate fix here.
I had a feeling it was here.
I'm like, OBJ. And he's like, and they're like, I'm like, no, get in here.
Nice.
Shit was funny as hell.
That's the big.
OBJ was there tonight?
Yeah, my boy took a pic with him. Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. He must have been laughing man, listen.
He was here. I think we might have to sign him, bro. Bring the boy back.
Listen.
Bring the boy back.
I mean, listen, I don't think honestly, I don't think he want to come here, bro. I think he's just leveraging us to get a contender to sign him. I believe it when I see it. I see this shit from him every year.
I hope he don't play for the Jets or the Eagles, bro. I hope they don't do that shit.
He ain't going to the Jets, bro. He's not going to the Jets. He want to go to a contender. I'm telling you, bro. He's using the Giants as leverage to get a contender to try to sign him. And don't be surprised if he's a Commander. I'm telling you right now. I wouldn't be surprised, bro. I wouldn't. Jaden Daniels, the LSU thing, I'm telling you, I would not be surprised, bro. I really wouldn't.
It goes over there? Really?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
I really wouldn't, man. I really wouldn't, because I just look at it like, what is he coming here to do here? We're 0-3. We got a coaching staff that's dead man walking.
But he misses us, bro.
Hey, listen, don't get me wrong. I'm in if he wants to come back, bro. I'm in. If he wants to just come and finish his career as a Giant, come on down. Once a Giant, always a Giant. But I just don't see it. I think he want to play for a contender, bro. But we'll see
about it. We'll see what happens. But man, it was a bad game tonight, bro. It was a really bad game, man.
Yeah, this is why I was like, nah, I'm not going down there tonight. Not doing that drive home from like.
I just tailgated outside. I didn't go inside. I just tailgated, but
good stuff.
It's I don't understand, bro. It's like how much are we paying Russell Wilson? How much are we paying him? I forgot the contract.
It's a 1-year deal. It's like $10 million, but incentive based. So to go up high, he ain't gonna reach them incentives. They're not gonna let him. He's not gonna reach them. I ain't even worrying about that. Jackson Dart era is coming very soon. And would I be surprised next week he's starting? I wouldn't. I wouldn't
rule it out.
This coaching staff is gonna want to save their ass. And at this point, 0-3 facing the Chargers. What else is there really? I mean, 0-4 is looking dead at us right now. You know what I'm saying? So I really would not be surprised if Dart is the starter next week.
Oh, man, bro, it's frustrating, man. Waited all summer for this shit.
Yeah, it is. It is, man. We should be better than what we are, and this coaching staff is not good enough. They're not good. They're not. They're bottom 5 tier. I gave them their chances. We can't blame Daniel Jones no more, bro. There's only one common denominator with this team right now, It is the coaching staff. And this is why I wanted this regime out of here last year, man. This is why, man. It's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it's one common.
Oh, yeah, let me get out of here, bro. I just want to hop in and show you love, brother. You know me.
I appreciate you, bro. Salute, Danny. Salute, man. You get home safe, brother. All right, man. Yeah, Danny checking in, always showing love, man. And this is why I wanted this regime gone after last year. You know, listen, if you watch this channel, and anyone that know me know, I am not a Daniel Jones guy. I've never been a Daniel Jones guy. I just know he wasn't the franchise quarterback. But the coaching staff has also been the problem as well. They never put any players in the right position to do well, okay? And that is the problem with this team. Players leave our team and they get better. Even Daniel Jones is being better coached, and he's looking like a solid quarterback right now. Let's be honest. It is what it is. Do I think he's a franchise quarterback? No, I don't think he is. But he's better than what right now. He's looking better than what he's ever given us for most of his career. Xavier McKinney, he goes on, becomes a great player, great safety somewhere else. Saquon, you know the story with that. It is what it is. What is the common denominator why this team cannot win games? It is this coaching staff. And I'm sorry, I'm not happy with this entire regime, but at least the talent has improved. And we're still not winning games. We're still not winning games. So what is the problem? What is the problem? It is this coaching staff. They fucking blow. They do. Bottom 5 tier. I said it this whole time this season. Bottom 5 tier. Week 1, I was looking for something different, and I didn't get nothing different. I got the same old bullshit. That's how I called it then. I had so much optimism about this season coming in because I wanted to believe. You know, you get excited as a fan. You say, man, this talent looks good on paper, man. This is so good, so much better. Hey, we got a veteran quarterback that knows what he's doing. We'll be better just off of that. And what do we get? The same old bullshit. So what's the problem? Why are we not winning? They're the problem. They are. They are. David Hughes checks in. Salute to David Hughes. Make sure if you haven't already, hit that like and most importantly, that subscribe button. Thank you for checking in. Let's go Giants. He says, fire everyone. I'm with you. I'm with you. I've been on that wave since last year. They should have cleaned house last season. It was the perfect time. And now here we are about to get clumsy with it again. Because if you think this coaching staff is coming back next year, if they have another 3-14, a 4-13 season, it's not happening. It's not happening. And now guess what? They got a quarterback they drafted. Now they got to find a coach, or if they clean the whole thing out, a GM and coach that is in love with Jackson Dart. So guess what? We're stuck in this cycle of mismanagement again. It's going to get clumsy again. So it's like now, is he going to just keep the regime just because of the quarterback? They better not. They better not. Not if it's 4-13, 3-14 again, I'll tell you that. And I don't want to hear about the schedule. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about the schedule. I don't. This talent is better than what it's been. So why in the world can they still not win games? Come on, man. Mike D says, Andrew Phillips stinks. Salute, Mike D. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bro. I appreciate you. Let's go, Giants. He said, Andrew Phillips stinks. I don't know about that. I don't know why if I would say Andrew Phillips stinks. I think Phillips, you know, that call, that was a BS call to me. I'm going to be honest with you. I felt like I seen way worse with that than that being called. That was just a Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes Someone's down there. Fuck it. The ref will blow the flag kind of play. And Phillips just got caught. And guess what? It should have never have happened anyway, because as much, y'all know me, I love Abdul Carter. I think he's going to be a great player in this league with time. But he's got to bring Patrick Mahomes down on that play. He missed the tackle, and that's exactly what Mahomes was trying to do. And he got his bailout call. Watch Chief games, you see it. He gets those calls all the time. He does. He does. I seen Drew flying around the ball. Listen. He got beat on a touchdown. That's Patrick Mahomes, though. It was a perfectly placed pass. That's why you don't give players like him opportunities to make plays. And when you have chances to make plays, you got to make them. Freaking Russell Wilson, that was a bad interception, man. He messed up, man. That was a bad interception, and it led to those points being scored at the end of the half. Drew will learn from it. I'm sure he will. I'm not worried about Drew Phillips. I think he's good. I think he's probably our best corner right now on the team. And even though Adebo is getting paid like he's the best corner, I haven't seen Adebo make enough plays so far these first 3 weeks to say he's been the best corner on our team so far consistently in these first 3 games. Now, some of it is scheme. I know that for sure. But some of it, he's just getting cooked a little bit out there. But he battles as well. But Andrew Phillips, I'm not going to go there yet. We'll see if he learns from that. Okay, we'll see. He makes plays, y'all. He makes plays. He'll be fine. Tanya says they made him throw to Leak, and they were covering him well. So why throw into double coverage or someone who can't get open? And that's what I'm saying. I just don't understand why he would do that. Why would he? He's a veteran quarterback. Russ has got to be better in that spot. I'm sorry. He's got to do better than that. You can't make those kind of decisions. Those are the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Those are the Kansas City Chiefs. That defense is as good as anybody's in the league right now. The last few years. That's championship caliber defense out there. You can't be chucking up balls into triple coverage. You can't be throwing, risking underthrown ball in the end zone with neighbors like that when he finally gets single coverage. The defender had good position. Throw the ball away or go to another outlet. You could see predetermine his read before the snap. He was going there. And if you're doing that, you better put it where only neighbors can catch it. And he didn't. That's a big, huge turn of events in that game that turned the whole game around, in my opinion. The Giants were going in to score in that position. Maybe I shouldn't say automatically because we had no kicker, even though Graham Gano came on later on to get a chip shot in. But, hey, we go down the field. Maybe we do score a touchdown. Maybe we do get closer for a kick. Who knows? But, listen, can't make those plays. You just can't do it. Can't do it. Use Hyatt, use Bellinger, use Slayton. Theo are the options. We got all 3 of these options, yet we stick to the same 3. Yeah. And that's coaching. That's coaching. We got these guys, and we're not using them. Bellinger's on the bench. He barely plays. And if he does, he's just there to block. Hyatt gets no snaps. He's a healthy dress and doesn't get a snap. Slayton had a couple of catches, but he's not getting any balls his way. How many catches Theo Johnson got? 1 catch today for 10 yards? That's it? Come on. Not enough. This coaching staff is not doing the job, y'all. They're just not. When we should throw, we run. When we should run, we throw. Yeah. It's crazy. It really is. Oh, man. Tanya says, no, it's not, Law. Y'all so quick to give up on quarterbacks, but gave DJ 6 years, $40 million a season. Yeah. Well, I'm not, listen, I think what Danny was trying to say, well, you know where Danny stands. Danny wants Dart to get turned. I'm not saying that I'm ready to throw Dart in there because the way this play calling is going, it ain't going to be much better results. And I said it already to Danny, but it's tough to make the case when you keep losing games and Russ is playing like that. Let's be honest, Tanya. 2 of the first 3 games, he has not been good. The first game, though, I'm giving that more on play calling and offensive line was just pathetic. But they weren't tonight. The O-line was really good tonight. The problem was the play caller, and he wasn't. Simple. But let's get into the anatomy of the game, man. The good and bad here, the run game. Giants had an emphasis on they were going to run the ball, especially when they saw what Spags was doing with not allowing any deep passing. You know, they were bracketing Neighbors. They were not having that shit. They were making sure to play shell defense out there and make sure nobody gets deep. So they went to the run a lot. And unfortunately, Tracy got injured. He was off to a solid start, but he got injured. He injured his shoulder. We'll see. It didn't look good. I'm going to be honest. It did not look good. I don't think we're going to see Tracy for a while. That injury didn't look good. It was a shoulder injury. I'm a speculate it was maybe a dislocation, but it didn't look good. It didn't look good. And when he went down, he immediately pointed to his shoulder, which tells me dislocation or even worse. So we'll see going forward. However, Scatterbo was great tonight, I thought. He played with energy. He was the only one that had a lift tonight on this Giant offense. Scatterbo had over 125 total yards tonight, and he was our best offensive player. No mistake about it. Scored another touchdown, even did a backflip in the end zone for a celebration. He had energy. He brought it. The Giant offense was stagnant. The play calling was horrific, but Scatterbo made plays. He broke tackles. He showed energy, and you could just feel it. Every time he's in the game, his spark boosts this energy up. Him and Neighbors have the energy for this offense. You could see it. And we didn't get anything from Neighbors tonight. We didn't get anything. I mean, he was a non-factor. 2 catches, 13 yards. And my whole thing, like I mentioned earlier, where was Kafka and Dable adjustments to get our best offensive player touches? Listen, you see it every week in the NFL, okay? Good teams will scheme to make it very difficult for you to get your playmakers the ball offensively. But the good coaches, they still find ways to get them touches and get them involved in the game. What were the adjustments? What were the touches? No, they didn't even give him a simple catch until the fourth quarter of the game decided, and that was it on the last drive of the game. He had one catch and 4 yards until the last drive of the game in garbage time. Inexcusable. Inexcusable. This coaching staff stinks. I'm sorry. They stink. They do. Can we make some design plays to get some slants, maybe some screens, something to get Neighbors the ball? I mean, that was just too easy. They made it way too easy for Spags to take Neighbors out of the game like that. Okay? There are other ways to get your top wide receiver the ball besides a deep pass. And where were the play calls? Where were they? And yet another example why this coaching staff is bottom 5 tier. Bottom 5 tier. Look around the league, y'all. Look around the league. The top offense. Look at this. I was watching the Cincinnati Bengals today. Okay? And they got their doors blown off today in Minnesota, by the way. And so I'm trying to explain something to y'all, right? I saw today that game, which was a blowout. But however, the Cincinnati Bengals, without their starting quarterback, Joe Burrow, they got targets. They kept getting Chase targets despite the backup quarterback and blowout. They gave that man targets. Okay. The Minnesota Vikings, without McCarthy, their backup, Carson Wentz, they gave Justin Jefferson targets. I mean, you can't make it up, folks. Let me just look at this real quick. I'm going to tell y'all right now. I'll tell you how many targets these guys had, okay? If I can find it real quick. Justin Jefferson, okay? He has 7 targets today, 5 catches, 75 yards. And guess what? The Bengals defense is trash, but they made sure that they wanted to take him out of the game. But what did Kevin O'Connell do? He made sure to still get his best player targets. And it got to the point where he didn't even need to give him any more targets because they blew him out. The defense put Cincinnati on clamps. So they didn't even need to do that. But guess what? He still got 7 targets and still made an impact on the game. You know why? Coaching. Kevin McConnell is a great offensive coach who knows how to have a game plan and make defenses adjust to what they're doing. He still got his best player the football. What do? We can't even get fucking play calls for our best offensive player. Ridiculous. Let's go to the Bengals on this guy, Ja'Marr Chase. Let me see if I could find that real quick, y'all. Saw it here somewhere. Ja'Marr Chase. He still got 6 targets, 5 catches, 50 yards. But the game was out of hand, so they had to throw. But they still got him the ball. They still got him opportunities. This is what I'm talking about with this regime. They just don't have the right coaching scheme or coaches to get the job done. They don't. Oh, man, we can't throw the ball deep. What do? How do we get Neighbors the ball? Oh, fuck it. Let's just run the ball and do a little couple of slip screens, and we'll just go to Wandell and go to Slayton on the side. Well, sooner or later, something will happen. Fuck out of here, man. Terrible coaching, man. Terrible. That just a microcosm of what this team really is, man. It really is. I'm telling you, they're doing it on purpose to get Dart to start, which will not resolve our problems. Well, honestly, I don't know if they really. I mean, listen, never say never. You can never rule out anything out with this coaching staff. But honestly, Tanya, I just think they don't know what the hell they're doing. They just don't know, man. They don't know what they're doing. They don't have the power to adjust to when someone does something to them they're not prepared for. When their game plan doesn't work the first go, they don't have an answer. That's the problem with this team. They don't have an answer if the first plan doesn't work. That's how you know they're not good. That's it. Look at all the best coaches around the league, man. They know what they're doing. They know how to do something. Joshua says, it's time. Clean the whole house now. I've had enough. Listen, I ain't even mad at you, man. I'm not even mad at you. Like I said, I wanted this coaching staff and this regime taken out last year. The worst season in Giant history. And what do? We go out there and we bring 10 of the 11 offensive starters back and the exact same regime and let them pick their quarterback. And now here we are. 0-3, staring at 0-4. Another lost season before October. Next week probably ends our season. If we lose next week, our season's over, man. It's over. They are mathematically holding on by a thread right now at 0-3. You could make a case, you could actually make a case the season's over now based on their track record. But the fact that we're 0-3, if we could find a way to win next week and then have the Saints the following week, maybe a little 2-game winning streak there to get back involved, then your season's on life support. Okay? But who's confident that's happening? Who? So next week basically is the season. So now we're going to find out whether or not this regime says, let's save our ass and put the kid in, even if he's ready or not, which I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready. And I don't want to see him when he's not ready. And I said this from the beginning. That's why I wanted to give Russell his opportunity. Now, Russell made me look good last week. He made me look good last week. But, man, this week, not so good. But I'm not blaming it all on Russ mostly. I think tonight you got to give Russ his you got to give Russ a part of the problem tonight. He was a part of it. He just made some bad decisions. But to me, the biggest problem is the coaching staff. They suck. Simple as that. Montana ain't doing nothing with this coaching staff. Dan Marino ain't doing nothing with this coaching staff. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Please sign a kicker. Yeah. Cut that bum. Cut that bum right now. I'm done with him. Just a waste of the salary cap space that he has. This guy can't even, he warming up, hurting his leg. What kind of shit is that, bro? Get him out of here. Get him out. Go sign a kicker off the street that you know is going to kick the ball. Screw it. Find a kicker somewhere. That price tag that Gano has is not worth the trouble. It just is not. Neil back. Also bring Neil. And then I'm glad you said that. I cannot understand why Evan Neal cannot dress. Why can't he dress? I don't understand this. I don't understand this at all. I mean, what's the point? So he's just going to be a healthy scratch for the rest of the season? What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't get that. I don't get that. Then I got to see guys like Van Roten, who shouldn't be a starting player, is a depth piece, whiffing on blocks the first 3 weeks. I got to see Runyon getting rocked. Getting blocked. What a disaster signing that's turning out to be. This guy couldn't block me or you. Okay? Always out of position, falling off his feet. And we all know the story with JMS. He is horrible getting knocked out back at point of attack. He don't move nobody. But you can't get Evan Neal some snaps? You can't see it what we had there? Come on, man. I don't know. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Josh says the whole coaching staff should be sent to Cancun. What a circus we've been watching. Yeah, they should. They should. I mean, our best coach on this staff is basically our offensive line position coach who has had to deal with shit. He hasn't been given anything but Andrew Thomas. And Marcus Membo now, thankfully, looks like he's going to be a player for this offensive line in the future who's going to get better. But you know what? That's our best coach, folks. Brian Dable sucks. He was a one-year wonder. After the league adjusted to what he had to offer, he couldn't do nothing after that. And then they try to bury and put it all on Daniel Jones, who was a part of the problem, but they try to make it seem like he was the problem. And that is the problem that I have with this coaching staff. The common denominator still exists, and the problems we saw the last 3 years still exist. That's the problem here. That's the problem. That is the biggest problem with this team. And until they fix it, we're gonna be jogging in place. We're gonna be jogging in place, man. Now I'm gonna talk about this starting defense. I feel like they kept us in the game. They made clutch plays, but Mahomes, I should say, made clutch plays in the second half. In the first half, I felt like the defense did what they could. They made it tough. Mahomes didn't kill us. He didn't kill us. But I'll just say that. I think we got off the field on third down better this week. The run defense was much better, I'll say as well. The run defense was much better. I'll say that at point of attack. Okay. They were better today. They didn't give up no chunk plays. Let's see here. Let me go to the stats here. Giants' run defense was much better, which was an encouraging sign for us, I think. They gave up only 105 rushing yards. Mahomes had to throw the ball. He didn't kill us with his legs as far as yardage, but he did keep plays alive in the second half. That it was just too much Mahomes. This Giant defense did all they could, man. They did all they could. You know, considering the scheme they're playing with their vanilla zones and, you know, vanilla scheme in general. Even when we play man, it's vanilla. It's like nothing exotic. Second half, I'd like to see more better at bringing the quarterback down. I feel like Abdul Carter had a big missed sack on Mahomes that led to that phony pass interference at the end of the half. But he played well today. I thought for the most part he played pretty well. Second half, I mean, Mahomes just made plays. I mean, he's Patrick Mahomes, man. He made some spectacular throws. There was that one play that Thornton made that catch on Phillips. I mean, Phillips had good coverage, man, and he just threw it, and Thornton made a better play. I like to see Phillips turn around there and play the ball better there, but he was there, and Mahomes just made one of those Mahomes plays, and the receiver made a great catch. So I just feel like the starting defense held us in the game. Very similar to what we saw in the week 1 against Washington. The only difference was the run defense was much better. The run defense against Washington was horrific. But they held us in this game. I'm not going to kill the defense tonight. They did what they could. The problem was our offense was just they were nothing. They just couldn't move the ball enough. They only had 270 total yards. I mean, let's see. I believe it was 270 total yards. Let's see here. I'll go back up there to see. Just wasn't good enough, man, you know? Yeah, 279 total yards with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I mean, what are you going to do? They finished with 280 yards, 81 yards of total offense. You know, Russell was bad. Rushing offense was okay. It just got to the point where we didn't get a lot of chunk plays, so we had to go make something happen after we got down a couple of scores. I mean, those interceptions, those turnovers were key, and it made it to where it changed the game flow of the way the Giants were playing. You know, and again, without the big play, the offense just couldn't do nothing. They just couldn't move the ball. And you're not going to get big plays all the time, every week against good teams like the Chiefs, like, you know, those teams. You're just not going to get games where you're going to see Russell Wilson throw for 450 yards and 3 touchdown passes. You're not going to get that every week. Not this kind of team. Not this offense. They're just not. This is why I was so pissed off at Shane Bowen with his horrific play calling in the second half and with them 14 seconds left last week. That was a win we had, and we blew it. And here we are again. Hello, darkness, old friend. 0-3. 0-3. Josh says, after watching how week 7 played out, I would have fired Joe Shane immediately after that game. Yeah. I mean, you preaching to the choir with me with that one, bro. They should have took care of business last year. And, you know, again, John Mara, I'm too comfortable with the guys I like. I'm not ready to move on. You know me, guys. I'm only going to move on when it's too late. Giants always do things a day late and a dollar short. And here we are again. Hello, darkness. And that is what it is, man. And, you know, it's not going to get any better, folks. And before we wrap up tonight's show, I'm going to just bring it up because no matter how I feel about it, I'm going to speak on the unfiltered truth. No matter how I feel about it, I don't want to throw this kid in right away, but you can feel it. You can feel it in the air. You can feel it with this team. You can feel it. It's there. The Jackson Dart time is coming. It's coming. It's coming. And it's coming mostly because of this coaching staff's ineptitude to put our team in the best position to win these first 3 weeks. We are 0-3, heading nowhere fast. And you know the buzzards are circling. The vultures are circling. The crows, the ravens, whatever bird that feeds off of dead carcasses, they're circling MetLife right now. They're circling. and they're circling this coaching staff and this regime. So I don't care what they say. They're going to do what they got to do to save their ass. Now, I'm on record as saying I feel like Joe Schoen is actually I don't think either is 100% safe, but I feel like Joe Schoen is the more safer option of the two based on how John Mara track record is with his regimes or how he does business. He always favors keeping his GM and president longer than his coaches. You saw what he did with Dave Gettleman. Okay? You saw how long they gave Dave Gettleman bubbling ass. Gave him like 2-3 years longer than he should have gotten. Even Jerry Reese, who I got a place in my heart for Jerry Reese, being a part of 2 Super Bowl championship teams. He let Jerry Reese for a long time destroy this roster building for Tom Coughlin and most importantly, Eli Manning at the back end of his career. He left them in way too long. It took an embarrassment benching by Ben McApoop to get Jerry Reese out of there. So I feel like Joe Schoen is the more safer version of the two. Now, if they have a worse season than last year or identical, I definitely see them both out of here. But if you're asking me right now, I think Joe Schoen is a little more safe than Brian Daboll. So Brian Daboll is going to want to save his ass. And would I be surprised if Jackson Dart is the starter next week? Not at all. Not at all. Do I agree with it? No, I don't agree with it. I don't. Because I don't think he's ready yet. Okay? I think if he's ready, you put the kid in. I do. Do I want to see him? Yeah, I do want to see him. He's a first-round pick. He's supposed to be the future of the franchise. I obviously want to see him, but I don't want to see him until he's ready. And for everyone out there that's clamoring for Dart, ask yourself this. Ask yourself these 2 questions. Do you remember how they handled the Daniel Jones situation? Throwing him in all early like that? After Eli started 0-2 with a bad team? And then later on down the road, how did that work out when we put him in too early? What happened when Eli was a rookie? How did Eli look his first 8 games, his first 7 games in the National Football League starting? He didn't win a game until the last week of the season. He looked overmatched at times. Now, thank God it worked out and he became, in my eyes, a future Hall of Famer, 2-time Super Bowl MVP. My second question is, do you trust this coaching staff to put this kid in the best position to be successful right now, based on what we've seen the last 4 years and what we've seen these first 3 games? Ask yourself that. Ask yourself that before you want to just think Jackson Dart is the answer. Ask yourself that. Now, if you're giving me the argument of, listen, man, we're going nowhere fast. We're 0-3. We're not going to win many games. I don't want to see Russell Wilson. What's the point? Get the kid in there and get him his baptism now, and let's see what we got. Okay, I get that. That I can accept as an answer. But if you're telling me that Jackson Dart is going to all of a sudden snap the finger and his play is going to be better than Russell Wilson to win games with this coaching staff, you're fooling yourselves, folks. You're fooling yourselves. You're fooling yourselves. But I am here to say what I feel. And on this channel, you're always going to get how I feel at the time. It's coming. It's coming. The Jackson Dart era is coming. And it's coming fast. Pause. Very fast. Last comments of the night. Don J checking in. Salute, Don J. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to Born for Sports. Let's go, Giants. I appreciate you. He says, no, I don't. I don't either. I don't trust this coaching staff. Coaching staff is pathetic. They ain't doing shit for Dart. They don't know how to make adjustments. They are pathetic. I agree with you, bro, 150%. I'm afraid for Jackson Dart. I'm afraid they are going to ruin this kid before he even has an opportunity to be good. Is it a given he's going to be good? No, absolutely not. We can't do that now. He hasn't played a NFL start yet. He hasn't started an NFL game yet. But he is supposed to be the future of the franchise. The future of the franchise. And I'm not sure if these guys, matter of fact, I'm not even a raw choice of words. I'm for damn sure know that this coaching staff is not the future. They're not. So if they're not the future and they're not capable, why do I want to ruin this kid before he's ready to go? Again, if he's ready to go and we keep losing, put him in. Let's go. I get that. I get that. If that's the argument from Giant fans, I get that. We're going nowhere fast. You want to see the kid play, and let's see what we got. I get that. Then I'm okay with your argument for me. But if your argument is, no, Jackson Dart's the better option over Russ, you put him in, we'll start winning games. That ain't it, bro. That's not it. That's not going to happen. Not with these guys is leading the ship. They're not. They're not. It actually can get worse than what you see now, folks, believe it or not. Believe it or not. And I tell you what, when the kid does get his opportunity, if he was, which I would love to see, if he is the answer to, and we start winning games, then I know we got our franchise quarterback. Because this coaching staff fucking blows. They blow. They suck. Pause. They suck. So I know if he can win games with what they got to offer, then I know we got some. No doubt about it. So that's going to wrap up tonight's show. Another bad loss. Another winnable game that the Giants just show they can't win. And that's what's so disheartening about it. And next week, we will be week 4 at home against the Chargers. And 0-4 is saying, yo, what up, cuz? How you doing? Ready? Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable how another season is going down the toilet again for this New York Giant football team. It's just disgusting. I'm just so sick and tired of it. And me a glutton for punishment. Yours truly will be out there next week at MetLife Stadium against the Chargers, rooting my ass off for a Giant win. Because no matter how bad it gets, it's always Big Blue here. I'm always going to root for the Giants to win. I'm going to be out there with my fellow Section 330 crew. Shout out to Section 330 crew. We will be at J17 tailgating. If you're around, come through, come stop by. All love from the Section 330 crew. You want to come by and say what's up with us? Want to come say what's up with me? Hey, come holler at your boy, man. J17. I will be there next week. Hopefully, I'll be a good luck charm and get a win. Hopefully. So there won't be a post-game show. There'll be a recap show the following day. So, once again, the New York Giants lose a lackluster performance once again. Man, I tell you, it's got to be better than this, right? Oh, man. Salute to everybody that joined me on the show. Salute to Danny checking in from the tailgate at MetLife Stadium. Salute to everybody in the chat joining me. And for those new to the channel, I ask one thing from you. Smash that subscribe button to Born for Sports because, folks, I talk all sports. As you can see, big time New York Giants fan, another terrible loss tonight. Hey, We still gonna ride out, see where it goes. Hopefully next week we can get a win and stop this losing streak. I talk New York Knicks basketball, and folks, man, I just want to say Knicks are gonna have to save my sanity because, man, listen, my other two favorite teams ain't getting the job done for me. But I am very excited for the New York Knicks basketball season to start to get going. Training camp is about 10 days away. Can't wait. The title contender, New York Knicks, are going to be back in action faster than we think. Keep it locked, Knick Nation. Content is coming. I promise you that. I talk New York Mets baseball. And I tell you, these New York Mets, they don't even deserve to be a playoff team. They don't deserve it. I'm going to ride out with them, but they don't deserve it. Out of the wild card currently today, out of the wild card last spot by one game. Hey, 2 out of 3 to the lowly National is inexcusable at this point of the season. New York Mets continue to trip up. A lot of changes will be looks like it's going to be made after the season, but I'll have some content on my feelings on this Mets season. Hopefully, they will wake the hell up and find a way to get into the playoffs. Keep it locked, Met Nation, for that New York Met content. I talk about the Yankees. I talk about the Nets. I talk about the Jets. I talk about whatever you want to talk about in the world of sports, especially New York sports. Salute to New York Giant Nation. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Born for Sports. Let's go, Giants.